Welcome viewers to the Fantasy Viz coverage on the second ODI match on the West Indies tour of Sri Lanka. Now before we show you our Dream 11 team selection, we'll have a look at both the teams, their performances in the tournament, the venue, the team and the weather update. Also the probable lineups and the key players of this match who should be a part of your Dream 11 team. So these do stick around for our Dream 11 team combinations which can make you win prizes on Dream 11 as well as other fantasy websites. Now to give you some background, the first match between these two evenly matched teams was a close encounter with the tide turning at the fall of every wicket. No side showed any sort of dominance in any period of play at all. Sri Lanka would definitely want their top order to start getting some big scores, and West Indies would be hoping that their pace attack, which looked ordinary in the first match, actually does some quick inroads in the Sri Lankan batting order. Now let's move on to the ground. I think the match is being held at the Mahindra Rajapaksa International Stadium in Hambantota in Sri Lanka. Now the weather over here is expected to be sunny with temperatures hovering around 30 degrees, and we should expect a perfect day of cricket. The pitch over here should have a bit of help for everyone. The Pacers will have some help with the new ball, but also as the game progresses, we think that the ball will come nicely onto the bat and it would become a nice batting wicket. As you can see, although the average first inning scores as shown as 246, I think in the recent matches there have been a few scores of 300 and up, and we should expect a reasonable total being put up if on this particular ground. Even on the head-to-head record between these two teams, there is hardly anything to choose by. Although Sri Lanka have beaten West Indies on most of the on 4 of the 5 occasions, but I think if we were to look at the very recent records, I think both the matches that Sri Lanka have won were fairly close encounters, and any team could have any team could have won that particular match. Now moving on to the teams, there have been no updates or rather, there are no updates on any injury concerns, and both the teams are expected to go with the same lineups that they had in the first ODI. In fact, the Sri Lankan coach Mickey Arthur has already confirmed that they'll be playing the same 11 for the second ODI. Now let's move on to the key players that we have selected for you. The first one in the list is Shai Hope. I think he needs no introduction. He's the best batsman in the current West Indies batting lineup, and he's in really good form. He has a century in the first ODI under his belt. The next one that we have is Nicholas Puran. Nicholas Puran has also been recently a consistent batsman for West Indies with an ODI average of 50, which is very good for a middle order batsman. Uh, and he should be definitely a part of your team. The next one that we have on our list is Alzarri Joseph. I think he has been a recent addition to the West Indies team, and has recently looked a more matured player after his return from injury that he sustained in last year's IPL. In the last 8 matches, he has taken 14 wickets, which is like really good, and he now bowls in the middle overs and then plays a middle overs enforcer role. He has taken 3 wickets in the first ODI, and we definitely think that he should be a part of your team. I think the next pick that we have is Sheldon Cottrell. Sheldon Cottrell is the pace spirit for the West Indies team who typically bowls with the new ball, and he has the pace and the variations to trouble any top order. Although he did not get any wickets in the first match, we think that he can surely bounce back in the second game with some assistance from the pitch as well. And he should definitely be a pick if West Indies win the toss and elect to bowl. Now we come to the Sri Lankan team. We begin with the first player who is the inspired version of Sanat Jayasuriya, that is Kushal Pereira. He has been a consistent run scorer for the Sri Lankan team at the top of the order. with an average of 31.24 with 500, which shows that he has the capability of getting big scores. He has been getting starts in ODIs, but he has not converted it. In fact, he got a start in the first ODI as well, but just could not make it big. The next player that we have on our list is Angelo Matthews, who is Sri Lanka's most prized asset with his all-round abilities with the bat and the ball and the field as well. He got a double century in the recently concluded Test series with Zimbabwe, although Zimbabwe does not have a formidable bowling lineup, but it just shows that he is in good batting touch. The next name on the list is Nuwan Pradeep, who is the space spearhead for Sri Lanka. I think he had a very good spell in the first ODI with 42 runs in 10 overs with a good economy rate and 1 wicket to his name. Now moving ahead, the next name is Isuru Udana. I think he's a good left-arm fast bowling all-rounder for Sri Lanka. He has a lot of variety and changes in pace in his arsenal and can definitely pick up that wickets in the death overs. He can contribute a few runs with the bat as well. Now moving on to the value players. Now these are players which majority of the would not majority of the fantasy teams would not have, and we think that picking up these players will definitely give your team the edge that is required to win a lot of points. Our first pick in this list is Darren Bravo. He was now not the first pick on the West Indies batting lineup, and is only a part of the team on the back of injuries to Hetmeyer and Evan Lewis. But his recent form has really been good. He has a century under his belt in one of the warm-up matches and has had gotten a start in the first ODI as well. So we would definitely suggest to have him in your team. The next name is Kimo Paul. I think who has the ability to contribute with the bat and the ball, and with his slower variations that he bowls, there's likelihood that he might get a chance to bowl in the death overs as well, which would obviously mean more wickets. He had a good first match with 2 wickets and 32 runs with the bat. The next name that we have is the youngest centurion for Sri Lanka in the World Cup, which is Avishka Fernando. He has been getting a lot of good starts in the 20s, but has not been able to convert into big ones. But is definitely an exciting prospect for Sri Lanka with his deft touch, and we surely expect that this might be the match that he converts one of those 20s into a big one. So we should definitely keep him in the reckoning. The next name that we have is Vanidu Hasranga, who's I think an aggressive leg break bowler who usually bowls his full quota of 10 overs and has the ability to play the finisher role as well, as we saw in the first ODI. Now I think I'll show you the dream team combinations that we have suggested. Although we have shown the Dream 11 teams, I think our advice can be used on any platform, any fantasy platform to win big points. Now here we have shown two possible combinations. Although most of the players are similar, I think what we have essentially done is that we've selected a very keeper-oriented team, because I think these keepers that both the teams have are essentially very very good batsmen as well. So I think these three keepers should form the base of any team that you make. Now you can switch around a bit in the batsmen, because not a lot of key players in the batsmen. We've selected Angelo Matthews, Avishka Fernando, and Darren Bravo in the first team. In the second team, we've just replaced them with Demut Karunaratne. I think Demut Karunaratne is not a very flashy player. He's been good touch recently, and I think he comes at the top of the order. So he obviously has the chance to score a lot of runs, and hence we have just nominated him vice captain as well. On the all-rounder section, we've just kept Thisara Pereira. I've not gone with Pollard or Holder, because both of them do not look to be in good touch. We might as well thought that we would go with the bowlers who have an ability to contribute with the bat as well. I think, and we've already spoken about them in our key players and value players list. So this is it from the Fantasy Viz team for now. All the best guys for this match, and hope you win big after following our fantasy tips. Please do subscribe to our channel for more updates on other upcoming matches, and please do press the like button if you like our video. Thank you for watching the video.